Hello and welcome to our channel where we bring you the best jokes on the internet. In this video, we have compiled a list of the top 10 funniest jokes that are sure to tickle your funny bone. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to laugh out loud. Number 1. True love lasts forever. It's the World Cup final, and a man makes his way to his seat right next to the pitch. He sits down, noticing that the seat next to him is empty. He leans over and asks his neighbor if someone will be sitting there. "No," says the neighbor, "the seat is empty." "This is incredible," said the man. "Who in their right mind would have a seat like this for the final and not use it?" The neighbor says, "Well, actually the seat belongs to me. I was supposed to come with my wife, but she passed away. This is the first World Cup final we haven't been to together since we got married." "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. But couldn't you find someone else? A friend, relative, or even a neighbor to take her seat?" The man shakes his head. "No," he says. "They're all at the funeral." Number 2. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. Sid and Irv are business partners. They make a deal that whichever one dies first will contact the living one from the afterlife. So Irv dies. Sid doesn't hear from him for about a year. Figures there is no afterlife. Then, one day he gets a call. It's Irv. "So there's an afterlife? What's it like?" Sid asks. "Well, I sleep very late. I get up, have a breakfast, then I have sex, lots of sex. Then I go back to sleep, but I get up for lunch, have a big lunch, have some more sex, take a nap, huge dinner, more sex, go to sleep and wake up the next day." "Oh my God," says Sid. "So that's what heaven is like?" "Oh no," says Irv. "I'm not in heaven. I'm a bear in Yellowstone Park." Number 3. Lost at sea. Two guys are adrift in a lifeboat for days. While rummaging through the boat's provisions, one of the men stumbles across an old lamp. When he touches it, a genie comes forth. This particular genie, however, states that she can deliver only one wish, not the standard 3. Without giving much thought, one man blurts out, "Make the entire ocean into beer." And with a blink of an eye, the genie grants his wish. "Well, we're stuck here for eternity," says the second man to the first. "How did that help us?" The first man responds, "Easy, we'll just have to learn how to pee in the boat." Number 4. The Old Cowboy. An old cowboy walks into a barber shop in Red Lodge, Montana for a shave and a haircut. He tells the barber he can't get all his whiskers off because his cheeks are wrinkled from age. The barber gets a little wooden ball from a cup on the shelf and tells the old cowboy to put it inside his cheek to spread out the skin. When he's finished, the old cowboy tells the barber that was the cleanest shave he'd had in years. But he wanted to know what would have happened if he had accidentally swallowed the little ball. The barber replied, "Just bring it back in a couple of days like everyone else does." Number 5. Chicken in the library. A chicken walks into a library, goes up to the desk and says, "Book, book." The librarian hands the chicken a book and tucks it under its wing and runs out. A while later, the chicken comes back to the desk and says, "Book, book." The librarian gives it another book, and the chicken runs out with it. When the chicken comes back the third time, it returns the book and says, "Book, book." The librarian is curious now, so she follows the chicken out to see what it's doing. She follows it down the riverbank, where she sees it give the book to a frog, who said, "Read it, read it." Number 6. Getting lost in the desert. A man walks out of a bar in the middle of the desert and sees that his car's been stolen. He decides to start walking to try and find someone to help him. Along the way, he comes across a group of soldiers who are lost. The man promises to help them if they can help him find his car. After a few hours of walking, they come across a small shack in the middle of nowhere. Inside, there's a man sitting in a stool with a gun in his hand. "Are you the one who stole my car?" asks the man. "No," says the man with the gun, "but I did steal these boots." Number 7. A blonde and her car. A blonde was driving home after a game and got caught in a really bad hailstorm. Her car was covered with dents, so the next day she took it to a repair shop. The shop owner saw that she was a blonde, so he decided to have some fun. He told her just to go home and blow into the tailpipe really hard, and all the dents would pop out. So the blonde went home, got down on her hands and knees, and started blowing into her car's tailpipe. Nothing happened, so she blew a little harder, and still nothing happened. Her blonde roommate saw her and asked, "What are you doing?" The first blonde told her how the repairman had instructed her to blow into the tailpipe in order to get all the dents to pop out. The roommate rolled her eyes and said, like hello, you need to roll up the windows first." Number 8. The devil's in the details. When a guy dies and is sent to hell, he's given a choice of 3 rooms to spend entirety in. But it's not as simple as it seems. In the first room, people are standing in dirt up to their necks. In the second room, people are standing in dirt up to their noses. And in the third room, people are standing with dirt up to their knees, drinking coffee and eating pastries. But there's a catch. Number 9. Snail with an attitude. This is one of our classic jokes that will have you laughing out loud. Imagine throwing a snail as far as you can, only to have it show up on your doorstep 3 years later. That's exactly what happened in this joke. When the guy opens the door, the snail has an attitude and demands to know why it was thrown. Number 10. A genie and an idiot. In this joke, 3 guys are stranded on a desert island and come across a magic lantern containing a genie. Each of them is granted 1 wish, and the third guy's wish is sure to have you laughing. Instead of wishing to leave the island like the other 2, he wishes for his friends to come back. So, that's it for today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to get all the latest updates.